crimes.
Forgot to unmute the audio. God damn.
Oh,
now I'm cussing. Okay, I messed up. Messed up on the
Shabisky's
audio.
high, and he's ready for crime.
Yeah, I messed up. So this is episode 2 of Dank Dumpster, guys. Yeah. I hope everybody will enjoy this episode.
Number 2 for you.
Yeah. Now, people that are into looking into this sort of stuff might already have learned about this story of Keith Randulich, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If that's the case, then screw off, okay? But no, I didn't spend as much time researching as the last one, so this was an easier find. This might be something that more of you guys know about. But hopefully some of you guys, this is new too, and you guys can enjoy it. What do you think about Keith Randulich, Gene?
I don't have an opinion of him. He does have some acne, so
No.
There's that observation.
It's a lie. So he's actually older than he looks here too. He's 18.
The acne.
Yeah, and during the committing of what we're about to go over, he was 18. So, yeah, now it works, agent. So hit the like button for me, guys, if you haven't yet. Oh dang!
Look, I don't know, Shab. His name might be Randulich. It might be Lick. I don't know.
Randulich.
Could be German.
That's a dumb name.
You get a little lick.
Whoa, a random lick.
Right.
Just go around randomly lick people. All right, I'm gonna take a dab real quick. That's the best way to get this stream started, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do crime, you might as well be high.
Might as well be high while you're doing crimes, right? Right, Gene? You're a criminal, you know.
Getting high kind of interferes with your judgment and your working memory.
Tell everybody where you really. Tell everybody.
Makes you more prone to error, so you're more likely to, slip up and everything. You're not as quick-witted.
Tell everybody where you really were when you were missing those 5 days, Gene. He was in prison, guys.
Yeah.
You may have
caught up in a big casino heist.
You may have Keith Randuliched a couple times, you know. He's Gene's a crazy guy.
How many sisters does he have?
Whoa, none now. All right. Cheers, you guys.
Salud, Shabisky.
Don't talk too much, Gene. Okay.
God.
Aren't you supposed to be the host here, Chad?
Oh, okay. So I guess you're not allowed. Okay, you know what? You're right. No more talking, Gene. Okay, we're tired of you speaking. All right, so
So this is a guy, and he's
shut up.
arrested for something, right?
He's arrested for something.
Yes.
Okay, so on the night of
He's
May.
18.
Shut up. Yes. Keith Randulich here. He's 18 years old. So here the story begins. It's on the night of May 22nd, 2009. Keith Randulich called the police saying, "Only come over quick." That's all he said, was just come over quick, and then he hung up. And then he called a few minutes later again and said, "Get over here," and then hung up again.
Scorpion.
Like, yeah.
Huh?
Combat.
Yeah.
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Fatality.
Then he called one last time and said, on the 911 call, he said, "I killed my sister," and hung up again.
So I'm guessing he wasn't trying to frame somebody else for it.
No?
Huh.
Surprisingly,
Doesn't sound like it.
So when the cops arrived, Keith was at the front door covered in blood all over his clothes, face, and hands. When the police asked where the little girl was, he replied, "In the basement." The police went to the basement to discover his 4-year-old half-sister dead on the ground in a pool of blood. So yeah, 4-year-old half-sister.
What the fuck?
During this, his 16-year-old brother had been playing video games upstairs in his room and had no idea what was going on in their house until he noticed the police lights outside.
See,
So he's
video
literally
games desensitize kids to killing.
While this whole thing's going on, he's upstairs playing Fortnite. His brother came downstairs and the police handcuffed both the boys and searched them for weapons. At which time Keith told the officers it's in the basement. In which what he was referring to was the steak knife next to his dead half-sister in the basement.
Jeez. A bit archaic with the murders.
Yeah, so I meant for this thing
What
to
the
play
fuck,
while I was
dude?
saying this. But yeah, so this is Keith Randulich. He's going to show some different pictures here from the case. I meant for it to go over it while I was talking. These are actual
Oh man, that's so
photos.
fucked up.
Yeah.
A kid, like 4 years old, dude. Like what kind of like your sister? It's disgusting, man. Like, how
That's what Fortnite does to a teen.
Yeah.
oh my
Hey, wait,
God.
no, his brother was upstairs, okay? Fortnite keeps
His
you
brother was
from,
one
dude.
playing.
Well, if his parents let a 16-year-old play Fortnite, you don't think he was playing Fortnite?
So,
What the fuck?
yeah, it's a pretty crazy story, and we're going to watch the interrogation from it. Of course, not the whole
I
interrogation.
see a lot of blood here, Shab.
The interrogations, there's some other pictures with blood or whatever, but
Okay.
they're, it's like all these interrogations, they last a really long time, so it's a cut-up version of it.
He had a lot of guitars.
Oh, Stephen King novels.
Yep, this is proof that Origin is someone we can't trust.
No, but those are books. We all know it's only video games that cause the homicidal thoughts.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the interrogation here. There's the
Cook County
blood stain
Investigation
we're looking
Office,
for.
downtown Joliet here.
Yes.
You've been moved from the Mokina Police Department here. I have to ask you once again, did any police officers ever talk to you about the incident that happened today so far? Ask you any questions on what happened.
Okay, wait, yes, I forgot to mention this.
Okay.
Right when I went in the car the first time,
Okay.
not the police officer in that car, but another police officer just said, what was in your what was going through your blank mind?
Okay.
But that's as much as...
That's all that was asked, so they didn't ask any particulars
Murder
or...
his 4-year-old sister,
anything like
but
that,
won't
correct?
say the F
Correct.
word.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need water?
Yeah, you do make a good
Principles,
point.
Dirt.
there. Yeah, that's funny. He won't say the F word, but he just finished murdering his 4-year-old 4-year-old sister, and yeah, some of the information behind this is pretty crazy. I'll say more of it. I'll wait to say a little bit more here.
No bathroom
Their
breaks?
police officer so
We're all
you
good.
can't curse in front of an officer.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
He'll arrest him. It's illegal to cuss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll be back in 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Now, a lot of these interrogation videos are very low quality. So you'll get lucky. Some of them are high quality, but a lot of them, they put shitty-ass cameras and mics in these rooms for some reason.
Yeah, they need to be more considerate of like the YouTubers doing commentary on
Right?
these videos.
Like,
Yeah.
like me.
His arms around his body like he's hugging himself is a self-soothing technique and a protective horrific stains.
Carmen. If you want to throughout the interview, call me Jason. If you
Kind of
want to
laggy
Jay.
shit.
That's fine. Okay. You like to
What?
be
No,
called
I skipped
Keith?
forward.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is Detective.
I'm Detective Trakey. I'm with the sheriff's office. That's why we came here.
Okay.
So, okay.
You go to Lincoln Way?
Yes.
Okay.
East.
East.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can
Okay.
see all the blood
What are you,
right there on his
senior?
knee.
Yeah.
Getting ready to graduate.
Was.
You guys, when does school end?
The last day is like June 1st.
June 1st. Okay.
How you doing in school?
I was gonna graduate. I mean, I had all A.
So he's something to keep in mind here is he talks about himself in past tense. Like he already knows that he fucked himself over, that he's done with at this point. Like he knows that he's going to prison. That's why he says, I was gonna graduate.
Are there any interesting plot twists, Chad?
I already said before this. That's no. Shut up. Can you believe what I have to deal with here, Red Eye? God,
I want professional.
I'm a victim.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, like, it seems so far the way he went about the murder wasn't really intricate. He didn't apply a lot of forward thinking.
Well, I know not everybody's as good at murdering as you are, Gene. Not everybody's a pro murderer like you. Okay, covering up every single last track you left behind there. Clean up every little hair, everything, Gene. You're perfect.
Yeah. It's cool.
I was fine, you know.
Huh. You take any classes or sports or anything?
No, but
No.
I mean, yeah, I had a future, you know.
Yeah.
I
didn't
had
do
a
this for no reason.
I had a future. Like he's already talking, 13 minutes into the interrogation, he's already talking about himself in the past tense like that. Like,
Well, we want to
Lack
talk to you
confidence.
about what occurred.
what?
Said he seems to lack confidence.
Well, no, he's smart. He's dumb enough to stab his sister, but smart enough to understand afterwards that if he fucked himself, you could tell here he already understands that. He's not even. He doesn't even try to hide
Yeah.
Okay.
what
So
he did.
I'm going to read you your constitutional rights before we do that. Okay.
Okay.
Just do this, Keith. Why don't we just start? Did you have school today?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you just start with how your day went? When you got out of school, what you did. Why don't you just
Wait,
take us through your day?
after I went out of school or before?
No, when you left school. You got out of school 2:45 or 2:30.
Right. Went home. Yeah. I talked to my mom.
When I watch videos like this, he seems like such a normal dude and everything. You know, when it comes down to it, I like.
You know what I think?
It's so weird to think like how many people I've met in my life that maybe are fucked up in the brain enough where they do some shit like this or a big shooting or something like that, and you just look at them like they're a normal dude. Like, oh, there's Cameron. You know, didn't know he was gonna do what he did.
Yeah.
He seems
You know what?
so nice until he did that thing.
Chad,
What?
you know what scopolamine is? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Devil's breath. It's like this drug where if you spike somebody's drink with it or whatever, it makes them completely complicit. And people have used this to get away with crime. So I'm thinking maybe his brother spiked his drink or something and had him kill his sister. Maybe his
Whoa.
brother's the real killer and got away with it.
Wow, big conspiracy going on. What was I gonna say here? Yeah, of course he's joking about that. Gene's funny, but what was I gonna? God dang it, I don't forget. Oh, somebody asked where his parents were. Yeah, his parents left them home, left the kids at home, went to go do something. I don't know, but they weren't home at the time. They ended up coming back home to a house full of cops and a dead daughter, but Yep, they weren't home.
About moving out. She said that I could stay, but I mean, she said that I just told her that, what was it? I said that I wanted to move out and, to a friend's house, but I didn't really want to do that.
His hands. He also looks down at his hands and hesitates.
That's how that happened, so.
You confronted your parents about...
Multiple occasions for like the past 2 years. I killed my sister. He had nothing to do with it. He was in his room. I told him he was watching her because my parents were at his dance. He was watching her. I said I would watch her. So he went up to his room. I took her down to my room, which is the basement. And we just watched SpongeBob. And she said she wanted to paint with me. So I took out a knife and
What the fuck?
it's very disturbing. I would never have did it.
He kind of reminds me of a dude
I
used
would
to
never
know,
have did it.
but I wanted to protect
Just
my
wanted to
little
protect
sister.
my little sister
You
from
ever start painting?
painting.
So
He didn't understand that she meant painting with like paint, not blood.
Oh my god, dude.
okay, Skabibi. Yeah, so I guess there he's saying he killed her to protect her from, and that part's being erased. Maybe for legal reasons or something. It got cut out of this, but apparently he's trying to blame somebody else,
What the fuck?
like that. Maybe his dad or something.
Said she wanted to paint with
Right? No, I told her that she had to lie down, and I would paint with her. That's what happened when I took out the knife.
Did you have the knife downstairs already? Where was the
It was
knife?
in right here.
You had it inside your hoodie?
Yes.
Oh my god.
How long did you been carrying the knife around?
Brought it like 5 minutes before I asked her to let me watch her.
Why did you want... How come you asked to let you watch her?
So that I could kill my
What the
sister.
fuck, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, and let me find it again. Let me see. He stabbed her a crazy amount of times. I'm trying to find it again. It was like
Oh
60
my
times.
God.
It was like 60
Oh
stab
my
wounds.
fucking god.
I do know that is something like serial killers, like the repetitive stabbing. They just kind of get off
maybe
on it.
Skabibi can fact check that for me, but I could have swore I just read. I'm trying to find it again here. But yeah, it was when I remember it was like 60 stab wounds, and it's just
Yeah,
so
you
crazy.
need to highlight your notes, like I said.
Dude, you need to shut up, okay?
When did you start thinking about
30. 30 times.
When my parents said that.
No, it was
I
30.
couldn't find my
Okay, yeah,
firearm.
30 times.
Jesus Christ.
30 stab wounds in this little girl.
I knew that I couldn't.
I had a
kill-
friend who was a grown-ass woman and died 16 stabs. So yeah, it's overkill for sure, to say the least. It's insane.
Yeah. Shows the mentality there while it was happening and stuff. It wasn't like a stab and then like, oh my god, what did I just do?
No.
It's like a stab. It's like it went on for a minute or two of just straight stabbing, just furiously stabbing. That's crazy, you know. Just this like awkward little kid or whatever would never look at him and think, oh, he'd stab a little girl to death, you know.
Oh my
Nothing.
god, dude.
Snapped into insanity.
Yeah.
I never wanted to hurt my sister. I just wanted to protect her from.
Didn't do a good job at that.
Yeah, he
You
was
wanna
trying to
hear-
protect her. He did a real good job. Right.
How she died, I don't know.
Was she laying on the ground?
Yes, and
So you told her to lay down?
right, and she was fully conscious, and she was talking to me during it.
Oh my
If I tell you this
god.
now, I mean, you're recording this. I don't have to say it in court or anything, right?
I don't know that for sure.
I mean, I really don't want to like talk about this that much.
Who's upstairs?
What the fuck?
Okay,
dude?
he was watching TV with her in the living room first.
Okay.
Then I went in there and said, let me watch her. So he went upstairs to his room, then I took her downstairs to my room.
Did you have the knife at that point?
Here's what happened. I came up from my room. I did the dishes real quick. Then I just took a knife, put in my hoodie right away. Then I walked right in there and said that.
So where did you get the knife?
Kitchen cabinet.
Did you have any conversation with her? You said
Yes.
that she was alert.
She was talking to me during it, and I was just trying to do it as quick as possible.
Okay.
But she was in a lot of
It's
pain.
a steak knife. He's trying to do it as quick as possible.
I know it's tough.
Yeah.
We'll get you through this. Could you describe to me how you did it?
Oh my god, bro.
Let's back up a minute. Could you tell me what kind of knife it was?
It wasn't a butter knife. It had like edges to it.
Like a steak knife type?
Right.
Oh
What kind
my
of handle?
fucking
Just
God.
brown. It was like
Would you say like it was metal?
How big would you say?
the handle or the
Yeah,
blade.
The whole knife.
Oh, the whole knife was maybe like this.
Okay. Was it one of those knives that you would find in your drawer with all your other forks and knives and spoons?
Yeah.
I don't,
It
like,
was
these
just like a
guys are
steak.
so
It
calm
wasn't
doing their
anything like-
job, bro. Like
That's what you
I
have
would
to
be-
do during this.
I
this
know.
part.
Like
You
it's
have
it's
to-
a, it's
You have to keep
it's
them.
just mind-boggling.
Keep them talking.
Yeah,
That's
it's
your
so
job.
fucking
You gotta
insane.
get them
Like
comfortable with talking to you and keep them talking and be their
Yeah.
buddy.
You need to get as much evidence against them using for it.
Yep.
Which is why, if you're smart,
yeah,
just,
Skeppy said that at the
lawyer.
same time I did. Because holy shit.
what you're supposed to do is you don't talk to them until you see a lawyer.
Yeah, that's why it was unprofessional for the other cop to tell them, what the fuck were you thinking, or whatever. It's like, leave that to the professionals. Do what you're supposed to do. Get your
Like, dude,
emotion
I don't use the term lightly, but in situations like this, like, yeah, this is like, of course, it's mental illness 110%, but this is pure fucking evil, bro.
It's crazy.
It's pure fucking evil.
Now, do you think it's genetics, or what
Of
environmental
course.
factors do you think played a role? You think
I
he
don't
was
know.
abused,
I
or
mean,
Um,
it sounds like that might be the case, but I don't know enough. It's so insane. It's so fucked up.
yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if he even claims that he was abused.
Well, apparently he was trying to save her from someone. That's
Yeah.
that's what we know.
yeah, not sure. That sounds like he's referring to like the dad or something, but I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy here. You can see his whole right leg is just blood all over. Like, all right, let's continue this.
A weapon or anything.
Wooden handle or something, or metal handle.
I think it was.
Oh yeah,
wooden.
this dude's having a rough life right now.
And
I
then you
bet
said you had her
he's
lay
probably
down
not
on the
happy. He's
ground.
probably not happy in
I
prison.
Oh yeah. It's good because
Exactly.
motherfucker's
I
gonna
mean,
stab another little girl and shit, take another little girl's innocent life. Like, it's fucked up. It's crazy. It's crazy to see that kind of shit where it's like it's not even like somebody that picked on him or something like that would make some more logical sense. It's his little sister that he was just watching SpongeBob with. Like,
I know.
they were just watching
evil.
SpongeBob.
You-
So fucking
Well, my
evil,
thing is,
dude.
do you think that
Jesus
maybe
Christ.
his sister like did something where she, like, I don't know, she was being a 4-year-old, like kicked him in the shit, and he just like broke out
I
into a
doubt
rage
it.
or something? Like,
I
yeah,
doubt
it's
it.
like,
This sounds like a premeditated.
Sounds
fucked
like
up
he's
thing.
telling the whole story. Just he's
Bro,
ready to.
like, why?
He was ready to tell it from the beginning. He's not even trying to hide it.
it's just like, you know that if you murder somebody, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. So it's like, it didn't seem like he really put any like prerequisites in place to prevent himself from winding up in prison. I mean,
No, I mean
He didn't even plan that at all to
Yeah.
not go to prison. That was part of the plan. Like, he called
Jesus.
saying, "Get over here," and
and he was getting straight A's
and actually,
in school. So
something I
this is
didn't-
proof
Yeah, something I didn't mention too is when the cops came in, he actually said, "I did it." He whispered, like, said it in a low tone, a low voice or whatever. So yeah, he wasn't ever trying to hide it. He just did it and told everybody that he did it.
To do that.
Okay. And this was in
My room.
your room, which is
The basement.
The basement. Okay.
Did you tell her that you were going to do this?
No. I just said I love her, and then I took out the knife, and she smiled, and I made just a little cut of her neck, and I withdrew back because I was afraid, and then she screamed and grabbed her neck, and she said, "No, stop," but I started doing it again, and then she started talking to me, and she was still conscious and said, "Why are you killing me?" So then I started on the right side. She didn't talk anymore, but she was still breathing and had her eyes open. So I just ran upstairs and called the police. Then when I came back down, it looked like she died.
Right upstairs. Did you find your brother?
I actually watched a lot of this,
No.
but I didn't watch that part yet, and that was really hard to watch. Him explaining that. Wow.
Oh, let's go crocodile tears. He seems emotionally distraught over what he did, so I don't think it's like just straight up psychopathy. It's like
Jesus Christ, man.
he just got
Obviously
possessed.
Psychosis. I'm not fucking dude.
Yes.
This is insane.
Here's
This
a
is-
scary thing. Do you remember earlier when he said, I wanted to get a gun, but my parents said no?
Yeah, and that's the reason
Right. So potentially, we're looking at another fucking...
Oh yeah, imagine if he would have got a gun.
Yeah, so instead
Cool.
of channeling his rage outwards towards whatever was...
His
Fucking
mom is
beast.
probably so fucking happy with herself that she told him no to getting a gun, even though he's 18 actually, and she did. Basically, what it was is he lived in her household, so that's why he asked her, and she was the one that had the jurisdiction or whatever. She chose whether or not he could have a gun in the house, and so that, you got to be thinking now. She's thanking her fucking. She's happy that she said no to that. He probably would have been a school shooter or something like that. If he would have got a hold of a gun, probably would have done a fucking huge shooting or something. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so fucking like my stomach is still flipping, bro. Like this is probably like
I'm telling you, I hadn't seen that last 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever. Him just saying all that kind of blew my mind there. That was hard to actually listen to.
Now,
Yeah.
do you think he's got some kind of like condition that causes psychosis or something? I mean, do you think his
there's gotta be
attitude's
something
like
at play
I'm?
with that. There literally has to be. A sane functioning human doesn't do this.
Do you think it's like, hey, I'm gonna do this and send her to heaven now or something, like something crazy like that? I mean,
God, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that that's part of the thought process there, because like me as an atheist, I don't think about it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I for someone that's raised around people like where it's just normal to believe in God and stuff, I bet that was part of his logic there. I wouldn't doubt. And then people want to ask what bad things can come from religion.
Ugh.
Yeah, let's continue. Not blaming religion for this, okay? For
Yeah,
what we're
just-
watching here.
well, I am.
No, he was in his room, the living room. We had a family phone in the kitchen. So I went to the family phone. I dialed the police. I just said, "Come here." I hung it up. Went back downstairs, checked on her, and I went back up. I didn't hear any police cars, so I called again. I said, "Come here again." I hung it up. Then I looked outside for more. I was waiting. So then the police called back, so I picked it up. I said, "There was a murder." And then I was just explaining to them that I did it.
Where did you put the knife?
Oh, it was right next to her.
You just dropped it on the ground by her?
Yes.
Okay.
Where were you when the police came?
I was waiting for them at the front door because the lady said, "Do you see the police outside?" I said, "No." So I hung up the phone and I walked to the front door, and then the police rang the doorbell. I opened the door, and then they just said, like, "Get down." They told my brother, who came downstairs because he saw the police from his room, he said, "What are they doing here?" They told him to get down too. And my brother was in shock because he said, what did you do to my baby? So,
How do you think he knew what happened?
he saw the blood, and at first he didn't know it was my sister. But, like, one of the police officers said, like, "Who died?" I said, "My sister." And he said, "Where's she at?" I said, "The basement." Then got hysterical, and he said, "What did you do to my sister?" or something. So.
What was your sister wearing?
Oh my god, dude.
Well,
Um,
here, like,
just,
a bit of commentary. It's like, I know people who try to plead, like, insanity, like, claiming they had psychosis, so forth. It's, like, usually a lot of conditions that cause psychosis cause, like, really disorganized thinking. So, usually you're not going to see crimes where there's any sign of premeditation. So that's kind of a dead giveaway when somebody's trying to plead insanity, when there's any sign of, like, planning or premeditation. So a lot of times situations like this where it's like, oh, they just abruptly killed somebody out of the blue. Like, there probably is a good case for just insanity going on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
T-shirt, pants. I can't really tell you the color or anything. I wasn't paying attention. After she died, though, I gave her a kiss and I said, "I'm sorry I had to do this." But
Wow.
I really love my sister.
When did you do that after you came back?
This
down?
is crazy.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
even watch all this.
Wait,
I
now
only
they're
watched
asking
some
why
of
did
this.
you...
I only went down one more time. Like, right after I called the police, I went back down, and that's when I did that. It looked like
Describe for me how you did it. I mean,
Like a
when you say the
maniac.
side, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, were you behind her? You know,
No,
just
no.
kind of.
I was in front of her. Like, she was lying down, like, right there. I just was kneeling, and I just did it like that. Just to her neck, like, right here and here.
Did you kneel on top of her or on the side?
Right in front of her.
Right in front of her? So at first we thought you guys were playing around, or...
Yeah.
Ugh.
I told her that we were gonna... Mom told me that she wouldn't let me use any of my money to buy a firearm.
And that would have been when you first got home from school, around 3 o'clock, 3:30?
Like 3:30 from Sabrina.
Up until today, when you had the discussion with your mom about the firearm,
Yeah.
you stated that you wanted the firearm
Right,
To-
to shoot.
to shoot.
And that was it. Yeah, that was all I would have used it for.
So you never thought about killing Sabrina up until that point in time?
Never.
It wasn't until your mom said, "No, you're not getting a firearm."
She said I had to, like, go out and work for it, but he was tormenting my sister, like, worse and worse every day.
Why did you choose her neck area?
I thought it'd be the fastest way to kill Sabrina, just as quick as possible without as much pain.
Did you ever see this anywhere? I mean,
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've heard about it. Like,
Like
there was like,
they're having a real hard time watching this.
Dude, this is like
Yeah.
brain
Just-
melting right now for me. I like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just gotta learn to
This
turn your
one,
emotions
I
off,
didn't
Kurt.
know that it got this crazy in it, really. Like, I only watched the beginning part. Like, it's really mind-blowing. And yeah, the mom did say that she, like, afterwards, for some reason, the dad said he was just a quiet kid, kept to himself and stuff. But the mom said, "Oh, he was crazy and or something." Yeah, I'd have.
Now
to
they said
look at the
half
statement,
sister,
something along the
so
lines of that. Yeah,
they said like the half sister. So is that the stepdad or his biological dad?
I don't know. Gene. Look into it, bitch. I mean, cool guy.
Isn't this your stream? Shouldn't you be doing your homework, Shad?
You want me to like check their whole family lineage and shit? Like, oh, they have 2 cousins and over here and like.
Yeah, John. Why does it matter
This
that
is
much?
the
Family's a
immediate
family, John.
family.
This is a tragedy.
You really expect that
Pedantic
information?
motherfucker.
Yeah, that's silly, Cameron. That's silly, right? Cameron agrees.
I agree, 006. He he shouldn't have killed anybody, but why kill your little fucking sister? Like, it seems like.
Yeah, and if the other person was the problem, you would think they would just save it for them if they're trying to do some crazy shit like that to save his sister.
There's like no logic at all. It's just
crazy. Other than you did find one thing that makes it logical from the religious perspective. Because it sends her to heaven. I don't know if that was part of the thing. I'm not like I'm atheist, whatever. I don't believe any of that stuff, but like he might believe that atheism stuff. Yeah, I'm that's my religion. I'm part of the atheist. Yeah. All right, let's continue.
People who strangle people. I didn't want to do that to her, but I mean, she was in an extreme amount of pain, though. I'll tell you that. She was screaming and crying and trying to fight me, but she couldn't fight back. So.
Did you ever think at some point in time you could have stopped?
I did. Right after I cut her neck the first time, I made a little cut, and then I stopped. And then she grabbed her neck, but I just kept going.
Did you ever do any research or looking into about doing anything like this before on the internet or any books or anything?
No. Did you talk to my parents at all, or?
No, we've not.
Okay.
You alright?
Yeah. Also, I just like to say real quick that my mom and my stepfather are pretty good people. Yeah.
So it's that answers your question, Gene.
Yeah.
You just have to wait, like, John. God, it's like, God, John, we're watching a movie. Stop asking questions.
Well, they're pretty good people according to him. So, like,
so stepdad probably wasn't the abuser, allegedly. If he's a pretty good person.
I was thinking maybe it was like, hey, my parents, my stepdad, they're abusive, so I'm going to do it to save her from that. But I guess that's not the case. So if there's good people, good parents.
Is Blank another sibling that they're not naming?
I think for legal reasons, somebody's cut out of this here, and I don't know if it's I'm guessing maybe it's a...
It's got to be a sibling under the age of 18 that they're not naming.
Something like that.
That's just a guess. Other than that, I haven't got a lot to say. Other than I'm just
could be a pending investigation on it.
When did this happen? Is this a recent thing? Or?
I was thinking that too.
It was in 2009, actually. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's the same age as me. He's just like 30 years old.
Oh, Shab's old.
He's 30 or
Except
31.
He's probably someone's prison bitch right now.
Wow.
Yeah, Shab went to school with this kid, and they told Shab that, like, listen, you need to go far in life like this guy. He's getting straight A's and everything. Shab's just lagging behind. And then his sister.
The greatest. All right.
Jesus, you want to drink it or not, but it's just water.
All right. Yeah, I know. All right. Thanks.
All right. Hang in there. We'll get you through this.
All right.
All right. How you doing?
Alright, how are you?
You need any more water or anything?
No, I'm fine.
Bathroom?
Not right now.
Okay.
Keith, we just want to go over a few more things with you, ask you a few more questions.
Imagine this being your job, where you listen to this kind of shit.
Right? That's what I was thinking earlier, man. Like these dudes, I hope they must get paid a lot. They must.
I don't think this is their entire job. They probably have a lot of other obligations and stuff.
Probably
outside of
They're
just
probably
interrogation.
not interrogating people all day. Yeah, you're right.
And when
You said he's a detective.
And when they do interrogate people, it's mostly probably other stuff outside of murdering your sister.
Yeah, this is a tough day on the job for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying that every single they're just dealing with 20 of these every day or something like that.
But this is an
it
example
still
of them.
That is
still
what
is
you were
their
saying,
job.
Chad.
Yeah, this still is their job. We're watching them do their job right now, and their job is to listen to this kid explain that he just killed his 4-year-old little sister, stabbed her in the fucking neck and shit. It's crazy. Like, it's hard to watch this video. Imagine sitting there in front of him, listening to him, looking at it. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
My
my thing is,
stone face and be like, next question.
yeah, it'd be hard to sit there and deal with that. What were you saying, Gene?
You can refuse to be interrogated and everything.
Yeah, he
So,
wasn't.
I'm wondering-
Like I said, he was not trying to hide it. Like it's like right from the start, he's like, "I did it." He even said on the phone before they got there, "I did it."
Yeah.
He told him before
No,
they got
I
there.
was-
They told him what?
Well, like, I'm the kind of person where if I was ever in a situation where I was, like, being interrogated, I'd want to have a lawyer with me. Like, I
Yeah.
would not talk, like, at all. So in a lot of these crime videos, like, it's always like, why do they just not... People are stupid.
He was not trying to hide it though, so
Yeah.
why would he get a lawyer? He wasn't trying to even fight it. He's just like, I did it, and I did it to save her.
John's like, if I had killed my sister, I would have hired a lawyer.
It's like that's not his mentality at all. But there's definitely plenty of cases like that where they're just being dumb and they need to get their lawyer and stuff. And
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and a lot of, like, these crime videos, like, even when people are, like, being arrested for stuff that doesn't involve homicide, it's just, you always see this.
yeah. But he's not
Man,
trying
this
to
one
hide
was a
it.
doozy.
Yeah, this one's crazy. Got a little bit left.
Spoke to some other family members, so we have a better idea of what was going on
Yeah.
within your family. So
Sabrina, your sister and your
Yes.
blood.
Absolutely.
You never wanted to exclude her from the family?
Never.
did you ever have any ill feelings or discontent about her being born because it was with a different father?
Oh, I don't know why my mom said that. Okay. Sabrina was always part of my family.
The problem I have,
Yeah.
that we both have, is how could you be protecting Sabrina by doing what happened tonight?
Yeah.
Doing that. I mean, it's
I'm not proud of that. There's no excuse for it. I knew what I was doing. It was premeditated, you could say. Looking back
I
at
just want to
this,
stop you real quick. When you say premeditated, what do you mean it could be premeditated?
like the legal definition thought out. I thought about it like at 3:30. I did it at like a couple hours later. So I was not temporary insanity.
Coming through there.
What would put you in this? What at 3:30 made you start thinking that you wanted to do this to her? I mean,
Okay.
something must have happened, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Because Keith, you're not telling us the whole story.
All right, I told you what happened. My
But
mom
you're not
said I
telling us the
can't.
whole truth.
She said I couldn't buy a firearm. I wasn't going to get this firearm and just kill right away. I was never going to do that. That was just an option I wanted to have in case anything ever happened where he got out of control with my sister. But she said, there's no way you're getting this. And he's bigger than me, he's taller than me, he's a lot stronger than me. I would rather have got Kristen out of the way than my sister, to be honest.
Oh my
But you
God.
didn't. You got rid
What's
of
that
your
part?
only sister.
Right.
He said,
Said
I'd
he'd
rather have
rather-
gotten him out of the way than my
Yeah.
sister.
So he had more animosity towards his brother than his sister.
I mean, it sounds like it might be Red Eye's idea. Yeah, maybe it's your brother. It wasn't me.
We shouldn't worry about speculating who it is.
Yeah.
But it's obviously somebody in the family. I assume a male if they're trying to.
Well, they're just blinking out the name, so it's just I believe the name of his brother. Yeah. His brother's still alive, so that's probably why the brother's name's being blinked out.
Maybe. I don't know. You want to fuck about this?
I'm fairly certain it's the brother because that's what.
Yeah.
Fits in the context. What he's talking about.
Yeah, the brother that was upstairs. Yeah, maybe that's it. That they're just bleeping the name. But no, Scooby said y'all are just assuming it's a brother. Yeah, we shouldn't assume. Yeah. Okay, don't assume.
Yeah, I'm having a shot in the dark. I don't know this case.
Yeah, in fact, he never says my brother and then the name. I was looking out for that. He didn't say that at any point in this. True. And that would have obviously been said. My brother, so and so.
She was the person I loved the most in that family. She was my best friend.
Why did you love her the most?
Okay, it's not that I didn't specifically love my parents. It's just that me and her were always close. We spent more time together than anyone else. Well, I mean, she spent the most time with her mom, but I spent the most time with her than anyone else.
You seem like a good kid,
and
I believe in a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm not believing everything.
Okay. I mean, if you have something you want me to clarify, I will.
Well, here's what I don't want to...
See, he bullshits him, says, you seem like a good kid, because he tries to be nice. They try to be nice and get him talking, keep him talking, get him to tell. He's not buying the story right now. He wants him to keep talking until he finally spits it out. Maybe this whole he was trying to save her thing was bullshit. Seems like the cops trying to get to that.
It happened. I mean, obviously there's a death here.
Yeah.
Your sister is gone.
I know.
Tomorrow, or whenever, we go through a process where we just determine the cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, it's a full examination of a body.
Yeah. It's an autopsy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my concern is that, are we going to discover anything else that could have happened?
Yeah.
Or maybe
no.
Sabrina.
What?
No.
Play it, don't say it.
All right.
Play it, don't say it. That's why this whole thing happened, because Sabrina's growing up now?
New hypothesis.
Wait, she said no to what?
He was...
that's why I'm just asking.
He was doing his sister, and he's done this to cover it up.
When he was talking about spending time, I was thinking about
Please,
that. I'm
I
like,
hope not.
Yeah, I don't want to say something dirty like that in stream.
I sure hope
Anything take place?
the case. I hope not.
Where Sabrina was fighting with you and said no?
Absolutely not. She was completely innocent. I saw her. We were watching SpongeBob. She said, "Let's paint." So I just said, "Lie down," and that's when that. She's not to blame for this.
I wouldn't say she's to blame for this. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to figure out.
You're saying did she instigate me or anything?
Did she instigate you, or did you maybe get excited and get aggressive to her or anything?
No, no, I was absolutely not like that, sir.
Have you ever?
No, like I said, I think I might have. At least there was that one time for sure, but I'm not like a child. I don't like little children.
He made numerous statements.
Oh shit!
Of
Is that where this is really going?
Yeah.
How much you loved her, and she was.
Yeah, this is yucky.
How could you hurt something?
I did not know it was going in this direction at all. What the fuck? This is a roller coaster.
You need to do better with your research.
No, I didn't. I shouldn't watch this whole thing prior to doing a stream on it. No, that's dumb. Stop being dumb, Gene. Okay. God, isn't he dumb? Dirt.
Making excuses for not doing his homework.
No. Shut up, Origin. Okay, your wiener smells. Everyone, hit the like button if you haven't yet. This is a pretty crazy fucking story. And I did not know it was this crazy.
Oh my god!
I thought it was just the. Okay, let's continue this. This is crazy.
What would?
Shaggy.
What could make you do that?
Abuse of her was getting worse and worse. Like I said, my original plan was, if he got out of line, I would just take care of him, and then I'd be here just about a 14-year-old instead of a 4-year-old. I didn't want to do that.
But Keith, you know right from wrong.
Yes.
So he's a 14.
You're a man, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wait, so, he wanted the abuse to stop, so who was abusing who? Like, who was abusing his sister?
From what I gather, this unnamed 14-year-old.
Yeah, he just specified that they're 14 years old, that's all. He said, I'd rather it have been a 14-year-old
Jesus
rather than a 4-year-old.
Isn't that the age of the brother? 14?
And now he was 16, the one upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but wasn't there another sibling and they were off at school doing something with the other sibling?
Yeah.
Is that the 14-year-old one?
That's probably it, because Skabibi said that the parents were off doing a school event with one of the kids. So that the 14-year-old was probably gone with the parents.
This is just getting...
Do you think he's blaming... He's going to blame the 14-year-old for sexually abusing his sister?
Find out. Roll the tape.
Okay, what would you do?
If you're so mad at for what he's doing, you turn around and do something worse than what he was doing.
If it was sexual, I disagree with that.
I'm not saying sexual, but what you did tonight. I mean, it's...
Well, it took about 4 minutes, but she's not in any more pain anymore.
Oh my god.
She's not, like, every day having someone torment her.
Did you ever talk to a school counselor?
About what?
About
your counselors always talk to you every year.
Okay, about maybe or going to the police and telling them what was going on at home, or I mean, there's options of when there's abuse taking place.
Right.
I mean, there's Department of DCFS, Department of Child Family Services. I mean, there's.
This guy's probably like, what the fuck? Like, what is my job?
I told my parents, and they just like laughed at me, and they said, "Don't be a snitch," and whatever.
Yeah, dude on the right, ripping on for dear life. At this time, trying to resist the urge to just punch this dude in the fucking throat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, now we're starting to see like the logic and the premeditation. I think he's trying to just blame things on the other sibling for the sexual abuse. So I think he knows he fucked up and everything. And
is it confirmed that they're sexual?
I don't think it's confirmed, but it's
yeah, there's a lot. There's more to this, so he might admit some more.
Well, he was talking about how she was being abused and everything, and it was one other sibling that he would have killed instead of her or whatever, but he wanted to kill her to end the abuse that she was being subjected to by he's blaming it on his 14-year-old.
Yeah, it might. Okay, yeah, it might.
Yeah,
it might be what it is.
I'm not a parent.
Yeah, I just think he was sexually abusing his sister, and he's trying to throw his younger brother under the bus.
Let's see where this is going, but yeah, so that's what it seems like maybe at this point.
Well, hold on, just before you go, Skabibi says there was no evidence of sexual abuse during an autopsy or any other people claiming it. So, a new hypothesis. He's off her because she's not his full sister. That's the only thing I've got at this point.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of is this dude wanted to go on a killing spree, and he was mad that his mom wouldn't let him, so he probably did what he could that would hurt his mom the most.
Man, that would have been horrible if he got a hold of a gun.
Yeah, he probably would have killed his whole family.
Probably would have done
maybe.
Some crazy
I don't know.
Shit.
It's insane. It's so fucked up.
That's probably why you want.
I do like how it zoomed in on the detective as he was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
But Skeppy Jesus said there's no claim of the abuse. Didn't he just accuse
he
somebody
said
of
other
engaging in abuse?
Nor any other people. So he's the only person who's alleging abuse.
No evidence of molestation was found during the autopsy. No other people have claimed.
Okay.
That
So he's the only one that made the claim.
Yeah.
He's
And
delusional.
try to be careful not to say certain words or whatever. But yeah, like he's saying there's no proof of the abuse there. Okay, so let's continue it here.
Wouldn't know about that stuff. I mean, I've heard about it, but I mean, I didn't remember any of it at that time.
I just want to make sure that we're not leaving anything out because,
Yeah.
Like I said before, we want to put this behind us and move on.
Okay.
Deal with what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned that maybe there is still more that we haven't talked about and we haven't figured out. And I just want to make sure that, and if you feel fine and you don't want to talk about it, that's none of my business then. None of our business. But I think there's more there that we need to get out and clarify, because I can tell I don't know you, I just met you today, but you just don't seem like you're comfortable. Like there's something more that maybe you don't trust us to talk about yet?
I completely trust you. I trust the police, that's why I called them. I have nothing to hide. I didn't change my clothes and hide them.
No.
I didn't frame anyone. I admitted it right away, trying to get this, over with. Whatever my punishment is, it is. I'm fine with that. I have nothing to hide.
He sounds like a kid getting in trouble in school. Like, my punishment is what it is.
Yeah.
Like if he got caught with like drugs at school or something like that. I don't know, but it's like
they expel kids for having drugs at school.
Yeah, but I'm he got drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just sounds like a kid that got in trouble at school in that little part there.
You got caught cheating on a test.
Yeah, especially since he seems like a kid. He's 18, but he looks younger than that. He seems like such a little like some high school kid or something. And
he's alleging that this 14-year-old is bigger than him, right? That's what we heard. I think that's unless there's many blanks. There could be multiple blanks. I don't know.
Yeah, some people grow. It's quicker, and he looks like he's a short guy. Maybe the 14-year-old already almost 6 foot or something. Lots of people grow real quick.
And if they're half siblings, there's other genetics in there.
Yeah. And it is a difference with dads too. His stepdad's probably beefy, But all right, let's continue.
If you have any more questions, I'll discuss them with you, but I'm not hiding anything.
Okay.
He's not hiding anything.
Was there anything that you were afraid Sabrina could say about you? Were you threatened by anything?
I told you, I had no relationship.
I'm not talking. I'm saying, did she know about something or?
Oh, no, she did not. The only thing was, when I pulled out the knife, I knew right then that I had to kill my little sister, because she saw it, and there was no going back at that point. Me and my mom had a fight about the firearm thing, so she would not leave me in charge. She wasn't just friendly towards me, like she brought me dinner, but she wouldn't leave me in charge, like with Sabrina at that time.
How'd that make you feel?
Imagine how much this brother hates himself for being busy playing Fortnite while this is going on. This shit sucks.
A lot of therapy.
Yeah.
We talked about. She asked me originally last week. She's like, "You want to babysit for $650, Sabrina?" I said, "Yeah, I'll babysit her for that day." Then we got in a fight, and then she just said
$650.
Maybe it means $6.50.
Yeah.
I don't know. It couldn't be $650.
Yeah. Well, either or, it's like
rich.
That's.
Yeah, either way, it's weird, but
yeah, like just $6.50 an hour is still pretty cheap for babysitting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. He's her brother. It's not really. That sounds like I don't know. If he didn't have a job, that sounds cool. I don't know.
That had nothing to do with why I did what I did, though. The only reason she didn't let me babysit was because me and her had a fight.
How did that make
owning
you
a
feel
gun.
that you weren't babysitting?
Well, I mean, okay, you have to understand this, though. She was in my room before that, though. Like, before they left, when she was getting done, she got us Taco Bell. Before they left, she was in my room, like, playing with me and stuff, so it wasn't like I couldn't see her, you know. My mom knew that we were playing together and whatnot, so...
But you earlier you said you first thought about doing this at 3:30.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
So then she came down into your room?
Yeah.
Late after that? And
Right.
you played with her?
Like maybe 4 to 5, like 4:30 to 5 something.
So if you already at 3:30 had it set in your mind that you were going to do this, how come you didn't do
Wait
it?
a second, Gene. Why aren't you on camera?
I look like shit.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I just got.
Never
mind.
Because my mom was
Yeah, you
coming.
just got out of the jail, you know, out of prison or whatever, because you committed all those crimes.
Do you want to see my bloody bandages from
No,
the kidney biopsy?
I don't want to see
want me to
your
come on and
period
show that?
Yeah. No.
Period bandage.
No.
Home, and my stepfather was still home, so I didn't want one of them to stop me before I finished it. I knew that once I started, like, Brina would be horribly disfigured and have, like, breathing problems the rest of her life if she didn't, like, die at that time. So,
Were you worried about being home?
no. I knew he'd just go in his room. I mean, he had nothing to do with it, but
Why did you think he would just go in his room?
he listens to music, that's his thing. He didn't know anything, though, you know.
What would you say if he told us otherwise?
You could ask him, but he's not gonna. I don't know what he would say, because all I know is the truth. He didn't know I had a knife right here when I asked him to let me watch Brina. You could interview him. I never talked to him. I think I'm gonna cut Brina's throat today. I never said that to him. Or anyone. I didn't even know about it till 3:30.
So before 3:30 today, it never crossed your mind that you wanted to end Sabrina's life, harm her in any way?
I was thinking if I had to do it to anyone, I would have to do it to...
Why do it at all?
Because, could not be stopped. His mom spoils him, and he has a sugar problem where he can't control himself when he has any amount of sugar.
Wouldn't you worry about
I don't know. That's
He's a sugarholic. Like he just.
he's snorting lines of sugar.
So you got like binge eating disorder, or he's just addicted to eating sugary food?
Bruh.
Okay, yeah, the blank is probably for just names in general being said, not just one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Other than Sabrina being mentioned, who was the victim.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me, is I just thought blank was a reference to a singular person. All right.
Yeah, yeah, Scooby makes a good point. It's probably just in general, just names that need to be worked out.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Woo! It's crazy.
He gets all hopped up on the sugar and you can't stop him. I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
He blames
that's
it on
actually
his...
a misnomer that sugar causes hyperactivity.
Really?
Because, yeah, excess sugar actually causes lethargy, not, doesn't have a stimulating effect. That's a myth that,
Can you believe he's lying to us like this?
Yeah.
Red Eye? Cameron?
So
He's a liar. He lies constantly. I'll wait until Dirt gets back. Guys, if you guys are enjoying this stream, come through with some tips for me. Show me that you like this stream. Even though it's horrible because of the subject, like what we're having to watch. I don't know. This
needs
shit
to
is
pick more uplifting topics.
I didn't know
like
how
me.
it would be this hard to watch the whole thing. I only watched like the first 10 minutes or something like that. Whatever. I don't know how much time, but man, it got pretty mind blowing there.
Yeah, he's like those damn sugar addicts. I know.
Yeah, the
Couldn't let
sugar's
off
the
pixie
problem.
sticks.
He stabbed his little sister because sugar. It's sugar's fault. See? That's the problem. We need to outlaw sugar.
Sugar does cause diabetes.
Diabetes. It looks like, kind of like cocaine a little bit in some way.
Yeah.
Kind of. So let's outlaw it. Let's treat it like cocaine.
Well, what about like Splenda and Stevia? Those look like cocaine. And salt
Yeah, we need
looks
to
like
outlaw
cocaine.
these things.
Everything that just looks like cocaine.
Everything that's
Outlaw.
white. Let's outlaw
White powder in general.
Flour. This shit, all these white things are pissing me off. Especially you, Gene.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not white, I'm red.
Oh, damn. Lupus doofus, Gene.
Damn shame.
Guys, help me out with the cool guy goal. We need to put the link in the chat, Skabibi. That's your job. Do your dang job, okay? What do I pay you with kisses for? Okay? Is
Holy fucking shit.
Is Danny still watching?
Yeah.
What does she think so far?
She said she's read about this case before, but never saw the interview and fuck.
Yeah.
Or the interrogation.
I didn't.
Not really interview.
Yeah, I'm new to it, and then like, this is my first time watching this whole thing. I'm watching it with you guys, basically. I only watched a little bit in the beginning.
No, I was listening, Skeppy. I had the headphone in, and I was talking to Danny, and then I heard Shab say, "Oh, I'm waiting for Dirt to come back," and I'm like, "Fuck, I might as well go back now."
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want you to miss any.
I know.
All right, but there's only a little bit left. Only less than 4 minutes to go here on this cool guy crazy video.
Bigger, stronger.
Yeah, well, he was bigger and stronger than me. I wasn't worried about it. It's just that's why I didn't attack him with a knife, because I couldn't. Yeah. He's a lot stronger than me.
Your parents were.
His sister was small and feeble, so it's a lot easier to get to kill it.
Yeah, what a savior.
Yeah.
What a hero.
Like I said, I knew that they were going out, but I only thought of that plan at 3:30.
Keith, did you ever have anybody try to take advantage of you at any time when you were little?
Oh.
Okay.
No, sir.
I just
yeah,
want to make
know.
sure.
Okay.
Dude, you could tell this officer is pissed off with that question that he just asked there, and the way he's looking at him, like he is mad about what he's hearing. He said after hearing him say he killed her because she's small and weak, basically, it's like, motherfucker, like.
I can't crawl into your mind. He can't crawl into your mind. But we just want to make sure that we get it. That we can understand.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We have a job to do.
I know.
And there's going to be a lot of questions asked of us.
Right.
So you got to be able to bring closure to your brothers, to your mom and dad.
I understand.
Do you know what closure means?
Comfort, condolences, reason.
Try to help them understand why.
Yes. Well, I didn't want to do it, but the main reason why I did it was just because he was getting worse and worse as the days went by.
Skabibi.
How do you feel now?
What the fuck?
You did it and it's over with.
And what did Skibidi say?
Don't read what Skibidi said. He's a bad person.
Not her.
He's bad.
Now I'm gonna have
I
to
would get a
read
job and work so I could just take care of instead of my little sister. I mean, it was a waste of life. If I could have went to the police and proved anything about Christian, I definitely would have did that. But I didn't have any proof.
Pretty much cover everything then?
Yeah.
But I didn't have proof, so instead I just murder.
Yeah, non sequitur murder.
Like, yeah, instead of like setting up a camera somewhere and catching this act, like that's really hard nowadays, isn't it? You know, like nowadays, oh fuck, it's so hard to like set up a little camera somewhere and catch somebody doing something, like no, like we're he's a grown adult and stuff. He should know. He definitely knows that he could have if this supposed thing is happening that he's saying, somebody was abusing his little sister. He could have just captured footage of it at some point. But
it seems like he's just trying to blame his 14-year-old brother.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid.
Keith?
Yes, sir.
You covered everything?
Yeah.
I just feel like when I'm talking to you, you don't want to like look at me like.
I'm just...
You know what sometimes that means when people don't want to look at you when they're talking to you.
Right.
Sometimes it means that they're not telling you everything.
I mean, I just want to get out of these pants, so you know.
Okay, we'll get you out of those. Well, you want more water?
No, well. All right.
It's crazy that like he's not like disgusted in the pants on him. He wants to get them off. It's kind of like he just got his pants wet or something. Like, oh man, I spilled some juice on them. I'd really like to just get these off, get some new pair of pants on. It's not like anybody else that had like that kind of blood all over them from their little sister that just died would be like want that off of them and be sickened with having that on them. It would just be a horrible experience having that on you. But he just sits there like so nonchalant the whole time with all this blood all over him. And it's not just blood there. It's hard to see, but there's more blood on him. He's wearing a black sweater, so I'm sure it's a lot harder to see all the blood on it. But I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of blood on his sweater as well. Or hoodie.
So am I staying here tonight then?
Well, we're going to take a quick break real quick and...
So am I staying here tonight? What does that mean?
They're gonna get him a room at the hotel.
Yeah, like no, we're gonna get you. Yeah, sweet. You know, after what you did, heck yeah.
We'll be back in.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you some water.
We're gonna work on the clothes thing.
Yeah,
okay.
We're just gotta get you out of those.
Yeah.
Anything else you need?
No, just the clothes.
Alright. Sit tight, I'll get you some more water, alright?
Alright, thanks.
Alright.
Get out of here. Get out of here. He looks at the camera. Don't look at me. He looked at me. Did you see that?
He's like, fuck.
I've got some clothing for you to wear, okay? Because we need to take the clothing that you have on, okay? We're gonna do it on the offshoot of camera, because you have to strip down with everything that you have and give it to our evidence technician, and then we'll go ahead and we got clothes for you to put on.
All right.
Okay?
Now, I don't know what's going on here exactly.
Forensics.
What's he doing? Is he taking pictures? Oh, he's taking pictures of the clothes.
Probably
I
him
see.
wearing the clothes.
Yeah, I didn't notice that there was a camera before because I did actually see that little bit there. Oh, so I accidentally made Jack covering up the stuff here.
God, Shab.
God, I'm so unprofessional.
You dumb fuck.
So he was sentenced to 40 years for what he did here. Let's see. Hold on.
Means he'd get out when he's like 68. So
yeah, he gets out. It says a year.
Imagine being somebody
May
who
21st, 2049 is when he gets out.
Well, like when you look at people who get like life sentences and stuff, it's like imagine getting out when you're like in your 60s and 70s. Still, you could have like 20 years left. You spent your entire life in prison for like murder. It's like I wonder what the last 10, 20 years are like for those types of people.
Yeah, it's crazy to just waste away so much of your life on something like it makes a lot more sense if it's like somebody that's abusing you or something like that, or something where I don't know, like just this innocent little girl in this case. Of course, you can't justify murder just because of somebody being a dick or something like that. But at least it makes more sense with understanding the reasoning there. But he just kills the little girl that wants to paint and watch SpongeBob.
Isn't it like a life sentence is like 20 years? It's like
25 maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, 25 I think. And
depends on the state, I would guess, on the definition of a life sentence.
Yeah. But most states and countries, the life sentence is usually around 20 years. So
in Australia, I do believe, and maybe the UK, there's a sentence called "At Her Majesty's Pleasure," and that just means there's no set date. We just keep you there.
Dude, I just want to say, isn't it scary that he's going to be let out at some point? Isn't that scary?
No. Yeah.
After watching all of that,
he probably shouldn't be.
Even though it's gonna be 40 years, or now it's gonna be 27 years. 27 more in 27 years he'll be let out.
Fully
it's a long time,
institutionalized.
but like that's not long enough because he's gonna be coming out at like he'll be like 58 coming out. That's still young enough to be somebody that goes and does horrible shit, goes and does a shooting or something like that. This motherfucker,
This meek little motherfucker knows nothing but prison, and the second he gets out, he's probably gonna be like, well, I just had to do something to get back because I can survive on the outside. That'll probably be what happens.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
I mean, I think
you're all assuming he's going to survive in prison.
Oh,
well,
God.
That's a good point. He's a child murderer, so
yeah, people like that don't get much respect in prison.
Good point.
That's for sure. What are you gonna say, Gene?
Well, like the kind of scenario Dirt was describing, like where they spend all their time in prison, they get out. That's usually with like juvenile defenders when they get out when they're like in their 20s or 30s. Like, say usually when people get out in their 50s and 60s, it's like even people who commit serious crimes, there is kind of this I don't know, wisdom that comes with age.
I don't know, John.
No,
this dude might defy the data.
I don't think there's wisdom that comes with age as much when you're being processed through prison, Gene. If it was a different system, not the U.S. prison, I think people are way more on the side of they're going to become just worse criminals.
Usually when people get out when they're like in their 50s, 60s, 70s, they kind of are like, they fucked up their life, and they kind of I don't know, they're more complacent usually when you look into those cases.
You're trying to look for rationality though in a person that killed his little 4-year-old sister.
Look up cases where there are lots of documented cases of people getting out of prison like when they're in their 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And usually
how many documented cases are there of the opposite? People getting out of prison.
I'm saying usually like repeat offender. Well, usually what you're talking about, worse criminals, the repeat offender thing, that usually happens when they're like in their 20s and 30s and stuff. Usually when people get out, when they're a lot older, you don't see, they're much less likely to be a repeat offender.
I don't think the U.S. prison system is that successful, Gene. I think.
The U.S. prison system is terrible, but this isn't even like prisons being a bad thing. I think this is just people being like old, and I think it's just an age thing.
50, dude, are you calling Red Eye old?
Yeah, Red Eye's pretty old.
You don't think Red Eye could fuck up somebody? He could fuck you up, Gene. Okay. He's an old man. He could beat your ass if you guys did a UFC battle. Okay.
I can fall over and break my hip and get the ambulance.
I'm in my 50s. I'm in my 50s now, so that's how it is, right, Red Eye? When you hit in your 50s, because that just sounds old. So you must. My dad's in his 60s or whatever, and he'll beat your ass, Gene, in a UFC fight. He's still running around doing stuff just like he did fucking 30 years ago and stuff. I think
from
what I've seen, he's just as capable as anybody else. And you're talking about people that are more rational. Most people aren't so crazy at this point where they're like, most of them are like, oh yeah, I killed John, but he pissed me off, okay? Or something like that. So, something that makes a little bit more sense. This is like, oh yeah, I killed my little innocent sister because I wanted to save her, and I would have hurt the person that was supposedly hurting her, but I thought she's weaker, so I killed her. It's like, what? Like, this makes no sense. I don't think he's gonna come out being like, oh, like all like a super logical guy. He's probably, I don't know. I just
Maybe
think
not, but a lot of times
after
people...
seeing that, this person probably should never be let out on the street ever. Probably. And I hope that's what I don't. I guess I don't know. Hopefully, he passes before. I don't know. Honestly, I don't want to see this motherfucker around. Huh?
Yeah, but like I was watching a documentary about like people getting out of prison that are like really old, like 60, 70, and usually it's just they have this defeated demeanor. It's like they kind of know.
Plenty of them do, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like what you see in those cases. It's not like they're like, oh, I'm gonna commit some more crime. A lot of them are just like, yep, my life's over. What's the point of committing crimes? They kind of just they know that they threw their life down the toilet, and I think they're just old enough to see that.
Yeah.
So I did do a little bit of Googling, and the first thing that popped up on Google tells me that apparently there's a recidivism rate of 5% for 50 to 65, and then 1% after 65. Now, granted, the only thing I could say is yes, those are numbers, but what percent of people murder their innocent 4-year-old little sister?
Oh, I'm not saying 100%. I'm just saying.
I feel like in a case like this, it'd be safe to bet that this guy might defy the statistics.
This is an outlier. He's an outlier, that's for sure. He's not a normal. Like, it's just like we were saying earlier that those police officers, they deal with that kind of shit what we watch there, but this is a rare case. It's not like every day they deal with some crazy shit like that. You know, it's probably more normal stuff, you know? Like a lot more.
No, you'll be surprised at how many call outs do involve someone that's like wigging because of a mental illness, and I know this because my missus, and I'm going off Australia here, she used to be the radio operator, so she's a civilian working in the police station, and she'd be on the radio directing cops to shit. And humans are crazy.
You're crazy.
And he's the really disturbing part. Most of us, at some point in our lives, will have an episode of some sort of mental illness. Some of us, like me, have it's our constant companion. But dudes like this, like he's so delusional that he's done this. There's no evidence of anything that he said was true. And the sad part is that instead of getting rehabilitated and getting help, he's in a system where here's the difference between America and Australia's the same model as you guys, kind of, sort of, compared to, say, Norway. Norway rehabilitates. You guys punish. And you guys have a slave labor force, basically, with the jail system. It's dirt cheap labor for companies like Westinghouse and other big industrial monsters that get incredibly cheap labor. Like in some states, depending on what state, just over $1 an hour. And it's a privately run sector, so people are making profit from punishing. And until you change that model, this dude's going to be building fridges somewhere in prison for $1.50 an hour so he can buy some Oreos.
Yeah, and when you were saying that nothing he said is true, you're talking about like his story about the other person abusing the kid or something.
All the allegations he made, apparently there's no evidence to back up anything he said. So
yeah,
definitely delusional and needed some serious intervention. Probably put in a psychiatric facility because he was so delusional, but because whatever reasons, the poor mother's gone, you can't have a gun. That's put a chain of events in play that ended up with this result, which is just nobody wins. Everybody's just a freaking loser. And the only plus you could probably say is at least he didn't get that gun, so he could have potentially gone around and done it to a whole bunch of innocent people.
Yeah. So all right, guys. I guess I'm gonna end this stream and move over to my main channel. If you guys enjoyed this, give it a like and like.
Shap's gonna play some Fortnite.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
I'm gonna be upstairs playing Fortnite. I hope nothing happens down here while I'm up there.
What did you do to Jack, Shab?
It was an accident. All right. So give the stream a like if you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think in the comments